Is it time for Ten Hag to be sacked from Manchester United? Um, to be fair, I don't think Manchester United give any of their managers long enough at all. Eric Ten Hag has been there just short of 18 months. I do not think this is the right time to sack Ten Hag just yet. Obviously, Eric Ten Hag isn't just to blame. Obviously, there is a lot more as well. But it just always seems to be either Ten Hag or the Glazers. It's never the players' fault. This is what is wrong with Manchester United. This is what is wrong with Manchester United. For one, I have a striker that is unproven in any big league. Like, massive respect to Højlund. He looks like he's going to be a great player in the future, but he hasn't got the experience in a big league. They spent bags of money on Mason Mount. Barely plays. He played in the cup game last night that was catastrophic for Man United. 3-0 loss to Newcastle. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And if I'm correct, were Man United at home? Let me just check that. I think Manchester United were at home. Yes, they were at home. A 3-0 loss at home. It's disgraceful. A 3-0 loss at home. I can't believe it. Well, I can because it's Man United and they are never, ever, ever consistent with anything. I think obviously we have to take into account that obviously there's an ongoing saga between Jadon Sancho and Eric Ten Hag as well. I think it's just the mentality around the club. Marcus Rashford. I mean, what can you say really? Last season, he was on fire. This season, has he even played? Well, he has played. But this season, I've barely seen him. He scored a couple of... Has he even scored a goal yet? I think he has. I think he scored at least 3. Maybe one more goal than that. But they need to get a new captain. Bruno Fernandes, he isn't the right man for the job. Maybe Lindelof or like Casemiro is a permanent captain. Not Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't have the right sort of leadership that it takes to be a captain. And he's a great player. He's a great player nonetheless, but he doesn't have the right sort of leadership to be a captain. That's my opinion. He does not have the right sort of leadership to be a captain. And you look at captains like Lewis Dunk, Virgil van Dijk, who's the captain of Man City? Should I know? I think I should know who the captain of Man City is. Is it Stones? I don't know who Man City's captain is. It's either Stones or De Bruyne. It can't be De Bruyne because he's injured. I'm really not sure who it is. But yeah, I will search that up after this video. Because that will annoy me. That. But yeah, you look at captains like Lewis Dunk. You look at captains like Virgil. You look at captains like Son. They have the right leadership to be a captain. Man United, they don't. Money is the problem in most situations where clubs just start to crumble. Because Chelsea, they've got a £1 billion squad, barely won a game this season. Man United spent bags of money on Anthony. What's he done? Spent bags of money on Mason Mount. I think the only good player in that squad, I don't even know if there is a good player in that squad. Onana, they bought him for a lot of money. He made a few good saves in the Manchester derby. But on the other side of that, he let 3 goals in as well. Yeah. And also saved them against Copenhagen. And also, they still have Harry Maguire. How has he not been sold yet? Like, Eric Ten Hag is not doing it the right way at all. Yeah. He should be implementing the young players into the team. Like, Garnacho hasn't played well in ages. Garnacho has not played well in ages. And that is what is wrong with this team. Because you look at one player and you're like, oh yeah, they're really good. And then you look at another player and you're like, how do they still play for this team? It's stupid how they've had Maguire for so long. Yeah, I don't know how they've had him for so long. Like, it's the consistency. I mean, obviously, you can't lose at home 3-0 to Newcastle. All respect to Newcastle, but you can't lose 3-0 at home to Newcastle. I mean, losing at home to Man City was bad enough, but losing at home to Newcastle. I mean, I'm saying that like they're not good this season. But how can you lose at home 3-0 to Newcastle? At least Arsenal scored a goal against West Ham last night. It's just embarrassing. They've got an expensive squad. But they've got a striker that can't score goals. I mean, he was clean through against City on Sunday and he didn't manage to score a goal. Even though Ruben Diaz and Kyle Walker, they're 2 of the best defenders in the world, he should be getting that target. He should be scoring them goals. They're too easy. They're easier not to score. They've got a striker that can't score. They've got defence that can't defend. It's disgraceful. Manchester United, I mean, they don't give their managers enough time at all. I mean, Solskjaer stayed there for what? It took him a long time. It took them a long time to see something wrong with Solskjaer. I do not know how long. I do not know why it took them so long to sack Solskjaer. It took him about 18 months to sack Solskjaer. When he was doing bad, it took him about 5 or 6 months to sack him. It was ridiculous, and it'll probably take the same amount of time to sack bloody Ten Hag. I mean, Ralph Rangnick is probably one of the worst managers Manchester United have ever had. He's probably up there with Lampard at Chelsea. Not even joking. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna give Ten Hag until Christmas, really. I mean, yeah, if they hadn't have lost that Newcastle game last night, maybe we would probably be saying it was just a blip, and it is Man City as well. But it's not just Man City though, is it? United have been like this for ages. They have a good season. They got to the Europa League final in like the 20/21 season. Yeah, they did. They got to Europa League final and they lost it to Villarreal. Yeah. It's this inconsistency. They go one season where it's like a banger, and the next season, and then they go another season where it's just not the same team. That's like last season and this season. It's so inconsistent. I bet you next season they win like the bloody FA Cup or something. Like, it's ridiculous how they are doing this bad. I mean, Manchester United. Wow. I don't think. Well, they did really, really, really bad in. It was the season where Liverpool won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. What season was that? 21-22 season, that's it. They did really bad. Like, really bad. Oh my god. Whoa! Whoa! They did really bad. Yeah. Yeah, they did really bad in that season. But yeah, Manchester United, should they give Ten Hag a bit more time, or is Ten Hag running out of time? I'm pretty sure I just said the same thing there. But yeah, Man United, on a serious note, need to sort their team out. It's not just the team though. The Glazers, that's been going on for too long. They just need to get a new owner. Forget Ratcliffe taking a stake out of the club. Take the whole stake out of the club. Buy the club. Anyway, yeah, Man United, not good enough at the minute. Absolute disgrace. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.